a struggling veteran, a chance encounter, and an act of kindness that changed everything. When Dwayne The Rock Johnson met a homeless veteran on the streets, he didn't just offer him money. He gave him a second chance at life. What happened next will leave you speechless. John Carter, a former Marine, had been homeless for nearly a year. Once a proud soldier, he now wandered the streets, searching for work and shelter. Despite his struggles, he never begged, just hoped for a second chance. That morning, he sat on a worn-out bench outside a small diner, watching families go in and out. His stomach growled, but he ignored it. He glanced at his reflection in the window, tired blue eyes, weathered face, a man who had fought battles both on the battlefield and in life. Inside the diner, Dwayne Johnson was grabbing breakfast after his morning workout. As he stepped outside, his eyes caught sight of John. Something about the man's posture, his quiet dignity despite his situation, stood out. Instead of walking past, Dwayne paused, watching him for a moment. He had seen struggle before, but something about John made him stop. Without hesitation, he made his way toward the bench. John looked up as a shadow fell over him. He squinted against the sun. "Hey, brother, how's your morning going?" Dwayne asked with a warm smile. John blinked, recognizing the towering figure in front of him. "Could be better," he admitted, his voice rough from exhaustion. Dwayne sat beside him. "You a vet?" he asked, nodding at John's military-style boots. John nodded. "Marine Corps. Served 22 years." Dwayne extended his hand. "Thank you for your service." John hesitated, then shook it, feeling a respect he hadn't felt in a long time. John slowly opened up about his struggles. He explained how hard it had been to find steady work since leaving the military. Employers saw his age and lack of civilian job experience as a drawback. His daughter, Sarah, tried to help, but times were tough. "I've applied everywhere, but nobody's hiring a guy like me," he sighed. Dwayne listened, nodding. "Man, that's rough. No one who's served their country should be left out here like this." John looked away. "It is what it is." Dwayne leaned forward. "What if it didn't have to be?" Dwayne pulled out his phone. "Hey, I've got someone I want you to meet," he said into the receiver. John raised an eyebrow. "What are you doing?" Dwayne smiled. "You said you needed a fresh start. Let's make it happen." John shook his head. "You don't even know me." Dwayne shrugged. "Doesn't matter. Everyone deserves a shot." John looked at him for a long moment, then nodded. "All right. I'm listening." The next day, John met Dwayne at a local gym. The moment he walked in, he knew something was different. "This is where we start," Dwayne said. He had arranged for John to meet the owner of a veteran-owned security firm, looking to hire. John swallowed hard. "I haven't had a proper interview in years." Dwayne clapped him on the shoulder. "Just be yourself. That's all you need." John took a deep breath and stepped forward. John sat across from the hiring manager, his hands folded tightly in his lap. "So, you served 22 years?" the manager asked. "Yes, sir," John said. "I led teams, handled security, logistics. I can do the job." The manager nodded, impressed. "When can you start?" John blinked in disbelief. Whenever you need me." The manager smiled. "How about Monday?" For the first time in years, John had a job. John called his daughter. "Sarah, I got a job." There was silence. Then, a shaky voice. "Dad, that's amazing." A week later, John moved into a small apartment. When Sarah visited, she hugged him tightly. "I knew you'd find your way back." John smiled, fighting back tears. "I had a little help." For the first time in years, their lives felt stable. John met Dwayne again at the same diner. He extended his hand. "You didn't just help me. You gave me my life back." Dwayne smiled, shaking his hand. "You did the work, man. I just opened a door." John nodded. "Thank you." Dwayne winked. "Now go help someone else." Months later, John's story inspired many. He started mentoring struggling veterans, helping them find work just like Dwayne had helped him. He stood outside a veteran support center, shaking hands with a younger vet who had just been hired. "This is what it's all about," John said with a smile. Dwayne saw the news article and simply nodded. He didn't need recognition. He just wanted to see another life changed for the better. If this story inspired you, like, share, and subscribe to Beyond the Spotlight.